Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Fight Club Hubs here, Gaming Vision Network. I am bringing you a brand new video, one of two I'm going to be doing. This one's going to be kind of a short one. I'm going to be talking about, in this one, 3 big controversies of 2012 that I feel were pretty big, one of which probably has been easily forgotten, but I've talked about it numerous times through the podcast. And I'm going to also mention the 3 big things I am looking forward to in 2013. So the second part, the second video I'm going to be doing is going to be like my top 10 games of last year, so we'll hold off on that for now. But anyway, to start off, the top 3 gaming controversies, I would have to say, I'm going to start off with this one. Studio 38, I'm sorry, 38 Studios closing down now. That's really a tragic thing right there. We talked about it numerous times during GVN Live this entire past year. And just to see this company, you know, rise, have a lot of promise. The Kingdom of Amalur game was really good. I enjoyed it. I reviewed it for a diehard game fan. If you haven't had a chance to play the game, you really should play the game. But the shenanigans that was going on behind the scene, Rhode Island, you know, granting the company money to move them there, you know, to get jobs. The fact that it was state funded to begin with was just weird. Although I'm hearing that that's happening more and more. Like, there's some indie game developer, like the guy who did Fez, he got funded up in Canada by the government there to work on his game. But the fact that they were flushing through money so quickly for that company to just die out that quickly, and only after one game, and they don't get a chance to release their MMO that was scheduled to come out June of 2013 this year. So it's kind of a shame to see that happen. And the sad part, even the worst part, is that there's over now 100 people unemployed, and they didn't even get a chance to write up their resumes and whatnot. So now they are. I'm sure most of them have jobs now, but it was just like they didn't really get, like, the notification or whatever like you're supposed to when you're working for a company. Like, oh, here's your pink slip, you got such and such weeks to clear out your desk and whatever. And what even hurts even more is the fact that there was a few months that some of these people, or all of them, were just not getting paid up until the game's release. So that's the first big controversy I saw. Now the second controversy I saw, or I think is pretty big, was the Tomb Raider controversy. That just made you go, huh? If you saw the presentation for the Tomb Raider when you were at E3, I mean, I wasn't there, but I'm going off base of what I was reading from every gaming website. There was a scene in there where Lara Croft is being felt up by a guy with some really naughty intentions, and Eidos just jumped in saying, "Oh no, there is none of that in the game. It's pure speculation or whatever," and just a giant big fallout. When like, how do you go about creating a brand new character, doing an origin story of Lara Croft, going forward, and you sit there and you start to sugarcoat certain things, like, okay, you're trying to develop a character, she's going through this, she's literally going through hell, and you're just going to suddenly backpedal and soften the blow about a certain situation. I mean, if you're going to have this woman exposed to the world, you might as well just go full on and not try and sugarcoat crap. To sit there and say that she wasn't going to get raped, I mean, it's right there. I mean, if that's not gonna happen, you might as well not even have the scene in there where it looks like the guy was having that intentions, and then Lara Croft turns around and kills the guy before anything happens. I mean, that's like backpedaling on character development. It makes it just seem like you're just I don't know. It just, like I said, it's a huh. So moving on now. To the third controversy, the big one, I actually thought, and I'm actually surprised that when I was watching Angry Joe's top 10 controversies, this one didn't make the list, but this is the battle between Motorola and Microsoft, and we talked about this almost all year during the GVN live show. Motorola sued Microsoft because apparently their phones and the Xbox 360 models, the Elite models, were using, you know, patents that were owned by Motorola, now owned by Google, and they were trying to sue them and, you know, ban the sale of those products. They successfully, I think, got them banned in Germany. I don't know about the rest of Europe, and they are now trying to get them banned in America. But about a month or so before doing this, I mean, December 3rd, 2012, there was a ruling in the U.S. judges in the U.S. The judge said that they would have to wait until spring of 2013 now for a final verdict. Pretty much, they're just denying an incursion that was being called on by Motorola. The funny thing about this this controversy right here was the fact that Microsoft tried to fight back by suing them for infringing on patents in Motorola's like cell phones because of the use of, you know, their calculator software. I just think that's incredibly goofy. So. I mean, but the fact that there's this company, Motorola, and they've been a big company, and their chipsets, you know, in the 80s and the early 90s were very vital for early gaming in arcades, in the Genesis, early PCs, the Amiga line, like I talked about in one of my Lost Gem episodes. And the fact that they're sitting here, I mean, this is Microsoft. They got the money. You know they're either going to fight this or they'll just pay them to shut the hell up and go away. And why they aren't paying them to shut the hell up and go away, I don't get, and why Motorola would go so far as to like try and cripple Microsoft by banning the sale of the Xbox 360 Elites and any Windows phone that uses their patents is just beyond me. I mean, just force them to just go to court, force them to give you the money you owe, but don't ban the products. I mean, why? Okay, so moving on now to the top 3 things that I'm really looking forward to this year. Number 1, yeah, I'm looking forward to Tomb Raider because, quite frankly, there's just so much hype build up behind this. It's I'm really interested in seeing how this game plays out. I've been a fan of Tomb Raider back in '96 when I got a copy of the PC version of the game, thanks to my uncle. Thank you, Chris. He's the reason why I got into the series. And I just always have been a fan of the Tomb Raider franchise, even when it's at its lowest. I mean, okay, I'm not a fan of Angel of Darkness. I mean, that was the series low point right there. But I am really interested in this reboot. I'm happy with the direction that Crystal Dynamics is taking the franchise. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a little worried too about the game because, quite frankly, the game I'm worried about is going to be torture porn, in my opinion. Because, like, what I mean by that is, like, you know, you go to a movie like Saw or Hostage or Passion of the Christ, and all you see is people getting abused and beaten and bruised and bloodied and gored up. That's torture porn. And that's kind of what the first 40 minutes or so of the game footage I've seen of Tomb Raider looks like it's going to be. Laura's getting beaten, bruised, stabbed, jabbed, shot at, raped, or attempted raped, at falling down waterfalls, falling through glass, hitting every tree on the way down when she parachutes. I mean, she takes a lot of beatings, and something I'm afraid that, like, instead of getting a quality game, that's going to be my big concern, is the fact that she's just going to get everything but the kitchen sink thrown at her. Actually, you know what, I'm sure they're going to find some way to throw the kitchen sink at her. But I really do want to play this game, and I'm just hoping that doesn't happen. The torture porn aspect of the game. That I don't want to sit here and watch Laura get the crap beat out of her for 10 to 12 hours. Now, moving on, number 2, I am really looking forward to the announcements by Microsoft or Sony about their next platforms. Yeah, rumors have been surfacing, and they said they were going to announce them last E3. They're going to announce them at Tokyo Game Show, or whatever. There's a good chance they might reveal them at E3 this year. Don't hold your breath, though. I mean, if they don't do it, I mean, they'll do it eventually. I mean, the Wii U is out now, so Microsoft and Sony have to play catch up in some way or another. But I'm really looking forward to what these two console competitors have to do for the next gen, in terms of hardware, in terms of like DLC content. Because I mean, it looks like we're trying to, from what I've been hearing the past like year or so, is that the companies really want to move towards like getting away from physical media. Like they want to go towards download digital media now, and trying to fight trying to create anti-used game software programs or whatever. And if I recall, there was a rumor just a couple days ago from the making of this video that Sony's new system was going to have a way of battling used games, and upon that, in the newspapers, GameStop's sales or stock price plummeted. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on this year. And the third thing I'm looking forward to is the Ouya. I really want to see how well this thing does. It's $99. It went crazy on Kickstarter when it was announced last year. Yeah, sure, I'm still up in the air. I don't think I'm going to buy it right away. I don't think I'll buy it at all maybe this year, but I just want to see what it does. I want to see if it can try and be some kind of viable platform for gaming, like mostly for the indie scene, because, you know, they have grown so strong, but, you know, with the way Microsoft does a horrible job of, you know, promoting most of their indie titles, or small company titles, oh yeah, it's pretty much gonna, like, you know, help out with that in some aspect of it. I mean, sure, it's still an Android it's still a little itty bitty cube shaped Android system that you can, you know, do whatever, like on a cell phone or a tablet. But I mean, the concept is nice. If anything, it's a novel concept, and I'd like to see how well it can expand. And it's only $99. It's literally like the price of a cell phone. After a 2-year contract. I hope they don't have a contract plan. That would be kind of awkward. And the controller looks kind of nifty. I already saw the video. I don't know if you've gone to Game Informer's website at all. They have footage of the game dev system of the Ouya. It looks kind of neat. It shouldn't be difficult to program for. I mean, pretty much people can just jump right in, go nuts with it, I assume. And hopefully it'll have a good following. I mean, there's some people, some indie game developers who are really looking forward to, like, you know, porting their stuff over there. I know I've been playing a lot of this game called The Great Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams. They're looking to possibly port their game over to the Ouya. And we'll just see how well it works out. So there we go. There's my 3 controversies, my 3 interests of 2013. Stay tuned for part 2 where I talk about my top 10 favorite games of last year. I mean, I have a list already made up. It'll be showing up on diehardgamefan.com within the next week or 2. I don't know when they're going to post that. That's pretty much going to be my list, but I'll try and expand and explain more about my choices, because it's a pretty interesting list. Pretty diverse, honestly. So anyway, this is Fight Club Hubs signing off, and Happy New Year.